Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Your Next Officer. We are here to continue our series of discussion of UPSC CSE Mains Sociology daily one question of previous year, and will provide you a model answer too. So for model answer, join our Telegram channel. Do subscribe, share and like our channel. So let's begin. Today is a day 8 and today's question is: write a short note on the sociological approach to the human action, different from the psychological approach. In this context, in this series, what we are doing, we are comparing sociology with other subject and telling that yes, sociology is having a wider scope, means it is linked to the other subject too. Okay, so this is our objective in understanding the sociology, right? So here it is: sociological approach. So what is sociological approach and how the human actions differ from the psychological? See, it is very important that we need to understand the demand of the question. So only that if the demand of the question is met, we'll able to meet, means while writing the answer, if we met the demand of the question and write our answer accordingly, it is for it is beneficial for us to fetch good marks, right? So this is the term sociological. Okay, so this is the term, that is sociological approach, that we need to right, sociological approach. So what is sociological approach? So sociological approach is what is it studies, means it studies the social institution, it studies the social institution. What is sociological approach? It studies the social institutions, right? Social institutions, interactions, social interactions and human actions, means human is also in the society, is a social being. So or understanding and knowing about the being social being means what? We humans, right? We humans understanding their approach, their how they react to a certain situation is also a sociological approach. In understanding a psychological, means with the help of the sociological approach we'll able to understand the psychological approach. How? You see, psychological is what? Psychological is always individualistic in nature, right? When we talk about the sociological approach, or about the society or the sociology itself, it is a it's a common affair, right? Understanding, studying the whole society is the sociology. So this is the society. Studying about the society is a sociological approach, whereas the psychological approach is something different. Psychological approach studies the human action on the individual basis. So here it is: psychological approach studying the humans, that means individualistic, humans on the individualistic basis, right? Their actions, individuals action, their reactions, their approach, their decisions, right? This is what we called as a psychological approach. So in the very first in the introduction, we have to write about sociological approach with the psychological approach, and we need to differentiate it within the first paragraph. Within the first paragraph we'll able to differentiate it. Now moving on to next part, that what we have to write in our next paragraph, that is human actions. We have to, means here what it is, we have to identify, we have to give the kind of a difference, right? It is a kind of a difference between the sociological approach and the psychological approach, right? So the human actions guided by the peer group actions, social norms, religion, caste, and what we do, it is in the sociological approach. So social is a collective being, studying the collective being, right? its actions its actions, social norms, and their decisions. The decisions of the social being is always guided by whom? Always guided by society itself. Society itself, right? We need to highlight this point, and we need to focus on this. That is, society is the sociological approach is always based on, means sociological approach in studying the reactions, actions, and interactions of the human or social being is always based on the social norms, right? Whereas the psychological approach, when we talk about the psychological approach, right, when we talk about the psychological approach, what we'll able to get, what we'll able to understand, that is, psychological approach studies the human actions which are guided by individual. Means here the psychological approach, human actions are guided by actions. Whose actions? Human actions. And in the society, sociological approach, we are studying about the social being. Here, human being, right? Human being, right? And it's individualistic in nature. It is, that is sociological approach, we studied about this social nature, right? Okay. Next, for example, if we give the example of suicide, we give the example of suicide. So suicide is a, according to the psychologist, it is a what? It is a it is a mental disorder, right? Mental disorder, right? Whereas when it comes to the sociological approach, it is what? It is a social anomaly, because of the social anomaly, right? That we need to. Next, like Durkheim. Durkheim called it. Who called it as a social anomaly? Society. Durkheim called it as a social economy. That is social anomaly, not economy. Sorry. Next, moving on to next part is the next, again, see, in this two page we have to find out the difference, right? So we have to write it down, the difference. Next is the sociological approach to study the human action is a wider context. Studying the humans means humans, studying the humans is means social being is in the wider context. In what? In the sociological approach, wider context, right? Whereas in whereas the when we talk about the human actions, in the sociology, in the uh, psychological approach, it is what? It is a individualistic in nature, and it has a limited scope. It has a limited scope, right? For example, see, after every paragraph or after every two paragraph, we have to give the example, because we are writing difference, right? We are writing what? We are writing difference. Higher caste treated the lower caste as a impure, right, and considered it themselves as a hierarchy. So that is the caste system. When we talk about the caste system, when we talk about the caste system, it is a social norm, right? It is a social norm which shaped individual psychologist, individual psychology, right? Considering that impure, right? Impure. Next, after means, see, this is a 10 marker question and we have to write it 2 pages. So my whatever the model answer I am providing you, it is based on that. It all the answers are written by me. So so this is that I majorly cover the question rather than whole concept, right? Next, coming back to our question, So finally, it's a conclusion part. Thus, the sociology and psychological psychology, though adopted different way of studying the human actions, but the subject remain the same. So what we can do, which I have missed in this answer, is you can write a in this part, the thinker part is missing, right? I suggest write 1 to 2 thinker. That's it. Means uh, flooding your answer with the thinker and without writing the concept of your own in your own language is fruitless, right? You have to write the thinker, though it is not mentioned in the model answer. I'll provide you very soon the kind of a means who all thinker you can include in this answer. See, two thinker is mentioned, only one thinker is mentioned, that is Durkheim. Though it is not enough, it is, you can include one or two thinker in every answer. You don't need to uh, means flood your answer with the with this thinkers, rather than just include 2 or 3 thinkers, maximum, max to max 3 thinker in one answer. That's more than sufficient. Okay, so this is our question today, right? So conclusion part is over. Yes, conclusion, you can say sociology and psychological adopted a different way of studying, but they study the same matter, right? Understanding about the humans, right? One called it as a social being, other called it as a human being, but actually main focus is humans, right? We as a society, means people, individual, right, or social being, whatever. So so that's it for today. Thank you guys for the discussion, and do like, share our channel. And for the pdf and model answer uh, for the pdf and model answer, just join our telegram channel, and description